And we'll do a thumbs up, thumbs down, and some reflection, and then you're back off with that insight to the co-creation again. Cool. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Hello, we're team 10, and we were assigned to do an assignment for Media Green, and they asked us to make concepts to make sure that the media park is turning more sustainable, and they want us to make use of the power of the media industry. They told us to make use of the 50 most influential people in the media park. Those people will have an effect on the 5,000 employees in the media park, and eventually it will work out for the 17 million people in Holland, because everyone is aware of these sustainability problems, but no one is acting to it. So we came up with a solution to make sure they are definitely taking action.
Our solution to this problem would be to create a biodome that actually encapsulates the whole media park and all of its employees. This will give awareness that their actions directly affect the environment they're working in. Depending on those actions, the biodome can potentially be self-sustainable. Based on the outcome, the employees of the biodome will spread awareness through social media, TV, any power they have as a media employee. And by physically going through this process, the employees will interact with environmental sustainability and can carry out solutions to these problems in the real world and in their everyday lives. And what happens in the biodome stays in the biodome. So that means that at the end of the day, everybody can go home, but when they enter the biodome with their car, their CO2 emissions, smoking cigarettes, or the trash that they use will stay in this biodome. So they have to find solutions that are environmentally friendly. And to conclude, every employee will be affected whether or not they choose to participate in the solution. Employees will have real experience with sustainability and can use the power of the media to influence other people and their company. Thank you.
Alright. Thank you very much. Team 10. Can I take this part of the stage here? Thank you very much. The Dragons now going to give you a quick thumbs up or thumbs down. But going sideways. 1, 2, sideways, and then one up to the left again and one to the right. We have to figure out what's going on. Nell, what's your reaction on the set?
I would say that the Dutch are perhaps the best engineers on the planet. When it comes to turning polders into land or other immense and amazing megastructures, you guys are the best. This falls into that category.
Oh, sorry, that was unnecessary. Sorry.
It is certainly ambitious and possibly achievable. My question is, why here? Like, what makes the media park so particularly suited for this kind of project?
Well, it's the heart of where the most TV companies are united together. So we thought that people that are working here can share things on the TV shows they are hosting, or people at home doing their social media. Thus they have a lot of possibilities to make sure that the rest of the Netherlands, or even outside the Netherlands, will know about our solution.
I think the biodome would get the most media activity being in this area just because of all the businesses around, so it's probably the best place to do it if it wants the most attention.
Alright, thank you very much. We're talking about the most influential people of the media park. We probably have 2, 3 here in this room, and one of them is going to be. So, Renee, what's your insight on this idea?
Well, first of all, I'm extremely enthusiastic about your presentation. I've never seen any presentation like this before with the growing thing on the board. So that's pretty cool. It's the first time ever I made photographs when I was in a panel. That means something. My thumb was like this because I have trouble in believing that it's actually achievable. However, it's maybe not always so important if a project is actually achievable. It starts with changing the hearts and minds of the people on the park, and maybe setting a goal that in itself it's not achievable, maybe will still generate a lot of traction in changing stuff on the park. So maybe my thumb should have been a little more up after all. Thank you.
Martina, curious about your opinion.
Yeah, so I think this is a great project for the Netherlands because we are talking green all the time, but if you look at all the lists worldwide, we are not doing that well. So I think something big has to happen, and I agree that this is maybe too big, but I really like the idea, and I think that this spot is really the right spot because you can get a lot of attention for it, you can involve the whole Dutch community, I think. Maybe also in solving problems if the trash cans are really getting fuller and you don't know what to do with it on the park. So I think this could really be the right project to get the Netherlands a bit more up on the list, and I think this is really an important problem we need to solve, so why not invest in it and just try it. I really like it. I don't have a lot of very critical things to say about this. I really like the idea. I think it's important.
John.
Yeah, so I when I sort of spent some time with you guys, I was saying keep thinking, keep it big, keep it big. Like, and I think that's right. I think what will be interesting. So I think it's great. I think it's an experiential thing. People are going to live it, and it's when you live something and you feel it and you can make it more tangible. I think it's an incredibly smart way to make personal impact more tangible by making it by bringing it to scale. And I think it's so much more interesting and fun than most environmental communications I've seen, and I've seen a lot of them. Trust me. So the thing I would say, so I would keep pitching it at this big and keep pitching it as a physical thing and keep pitching it. I would also think about almost as a kind of let people in. What are the ways that you can make it a bit more? So the infrastructure doesn't have to be built before it even starts. Like you don't have to build. So you've got me thinking when the way you presented it there and the way you drew it actually. Things like could you, without building the actual physical biodome, could you get people to check in and out during the day? Can you use smartphones to track what people are doing? Can you build a website that's Planet Media Park that tracks how Media Park would be doing if it was a whole planet? Like, you know, those things where you see how many planets the UK population would use in a year, and like, so can you actually? I still think you should talk about building the thing, but can you? Like, I think from where you've now got, from where you got earlier, bring it down, made it just like let's do it for one person. Whereas I think where you've now got and then fleshed it out, making it possible might take you to some slightly different but still exciting places. So I think I'd just encourage you to go into like
maybe use more like personal technology.
Yeah, and kind of make it get people to imagine that Media Park is a planet rather than necessarily having to physically build it.
Okay.
Like, I think that
You
could
can
be.
also start out with just one building, so not build a dome,
Yeah.
but take one building to make it more realistic.
Although I quite like it being the whole media, like it's
Yeah,
just
sure.
a big enough ecosystem
Yeah,
here.
It is,
So
yeah, it is.
I think that's really. So I'm like, how do you keep the scale
Who
but
would we
make
start
it?
with if it was just one building?
Yeah, can you project an image, or how can you make it feel like it's real without having to build the actual physical dome? Are there ways to do that?
We can trade emission rights and stuff like that. I can use my filthy
Okay.
trucks.
Right. So that's great. You see the way you've done it, and I think partly also having four of you presenting lets us feel like we're part of the idea as well, which is nice. So I think that's a nice thing to have done.
That's some nice feedback for you guys.
Yeah.
Well done. Can I give you a quick summary? The Dutch are the best engineers, so...
I dispute that.
this is the right spot to do it, get the Dutch out there. It's good that you can actually feel it. Also try to consider how to do it without the dome and make it a bit more personal. The question was why here, well some of that's already a bit answered. And how to make it generate supporters, how you can actually involve people in here. That's a challenge for you. how to do it without the dome but keep going big. Nice presentation. René's got some pictures of you. He's going to put up on the wall and keep on going big. That's it. You can take this.